And the front three for Montreal: Lambert on the left side, Lemaire at center, Lafleur on the right wing, Savard and Lapointe on the point. Gusev and Vasiliev are on the blue line for the Soviets. Now Lapointe hits the Soviets line, working into the corner, putting on the brakes, trying to get it back to Lambert. It's loose in there for a fraction of a second. Vasiliev and Lapointe fight for it. Lafleur is chasing it to the far side. Savard drops back to the point, back into the corner to Lemaire. Lemaire for Lafleur. Petrov is after him. Lafleur falls. Now behind the net, Vasiliev. He gets an opening, clears it out. Mikhailov over to Petrov. Lemaire wheeling back for Montreal. Lemaire over the line. His shot is blocked by Vasiliev. Gusev has it with 55 seconds left in the penalty to Shlukta. Canadians back into their own zone. 2-0 Montreal, leading on goals by Schutt and Lambert. Here's Savard. Four-man attack for Montreal, and it's offside with Lambert going in too quickly on the left wing.
Well, there is number 6, Gennady Chikenkov, 28 years of age. This is his 6th year with the Central Red Army team, and of course this is the team that supplies the majority of the players to the Soviet National Club. 10 of them in uniform tonight were up against Harry and John's team count of 72 teams.
Solidukin, number 15, Vikulov, 18, on for the Soviets. Here's Schutt winding up, and a cannonading shot right on. Back to Van Boxmeer. He shot a hard one. Here's Lapointe taking a shot. 3 big saves there from the firepower of the Canadians. And that Van Boxmeer has come up with a tremendous shot, and he's very accurate. Here is Van Boxmeer coming down ahead to Cournoyer, bursting into the right side, feeds it in front, and Schutt was covered by Sagankov. Here's Mahovlich getting ready from the net. He pokes away at it. Tretiak is down. It's loose in front. Schutt getting it back to the point. Shlukov is back on. Gets it over to Vikulov. Vikulov over the line, takes the shot. The point blocked it. Schutt goes to the ice along with Vikulov.
A real smart play by Peter. Both Schutt and Cournoyer are tied up in front. Now here he comes and tries to go back on him, and he just lost control of the puck for an instant because he had Tretiak beaten.
Oh, you remember the goal he scored in Game 2 in Toronto?
That was a real classic.
Solidukin getting it back. It's at the line. Volchenkov lost it to Risebrow, and then Tremblay rolled it into the Soviet zone. Kuzkin, it's off Lambert's stick. Volchenkov losing it. Here's Tremblay getting set. He centered it right in front. Lambert was covered by Solidukin. Now the Soviets. Popov chasing it to the side. He's bodied by Lambert. Risebrow coming in on the left side. He centered it. Solidukin clearing it on the right side. It's Maltsev hitting the Montreal line, gathering speed. Maltsev around the net from the corner. Maltsev jammed into the boards by Bouchard, who falls. Maltsev doing great work for the Soviets. He's pulled over finally by Risebrow. Great work there by number 8, Maltsev. Now Savard on the right side. Solidukin after him. Popov goes after Tremblay. Volchenkov working to the line, losing it to Lambert. Players go sprawling all over the ice at the Canadians' line. Lambert is shooting it in over the line, and the Canadians make changes while the play goes on. Now the Soviets broken up at center by Wilson. Wilson coming in with Roberts. He shoots it right on. Here's Wilson shooting it. The light went on. He hit the goal post. He hit the goal post. The light went on, but he hit the goal post. The goal judge was a little trigger happy there. Robinson faking the shot. Jarvis shoots it to the short side. Now they jam in on the boards in behind Tretiak and Dick. I think the light went on, but off quickly.
And the goal judge waved it off immediately.
Well, Murray Wilson got it that backhand away quick. Here's a save by Tretiak, and here's Murray coming up off the top post and did not go in the net.
Face off to the right of Tretiak. We are now a dozen seconds away from the 4th-minute mark into the second period. Mikhailov takes his shot. He scores! Mikhailov fired it. Dryden got a piece of it, and it went in. That was a quick wrist shot, Dick.
And only the first shot they've had on goal in this period. Only about the second time all night, John, that I can recall that they threw one of those long passes up and it worked.
Well, here's Mikhailov getting that quick wrist shot away, and I thought Dryden had a piece of it, and he did.
Yeah.
And it dropped in across the line.
2-1.
Red Army goal scored by number 7, Boris Mikhailov. Assist to number 5, Valery Vasiliev. At 3 minutes and 54 seconds.
3:54. Harlamov coming in, and he's spun around by Lemaire. Puck is back at center. Mikhailov getting the goal. Vasiliev the assist. Here's Lemaire coming in over the line. And the Red Army team right back into the thick of things. It's 2-1 for Montreal. Mikhailov, a drop pass to Petrov. Back to Mikhailov. Petrov centering it. And it went off Dryden. The point ahead to Lafleur. Gainey is on the left side. Here's Gainey going in. He finally picks it up. Works off the board. Into Lafleur. Lafleur getting set back to Lapointe. He waited too long. He was checked to Mahovlich. Couldn't get it in front. Now it's tipped ahead by Harlamov. Mikhailov going in, Dryden out of the net, and Savard comes up with it. Savard's pass hit Petrov's stick. Now then Lafleur. Forechecking is Harlamov for the Soviets. So is Mikhailov. Now Mahovlich with that big reach comes out. He cleared it ahead. And Gusev knocked it back to center. A neat move by Mahovlich. Mahovlich coming up with a Russian maneuver there, putting the puck between his skates. Here's Shlupkov. Shlupkov down at center on the right wing in over the Montreal line. The big fellow tried to center it off Ori's stick. Cournoyer bumped by Alexandrov. Gusev failed to hold it in. Now Mahovlich chasing it to the far side. Alexandrov turning at the Soviet line, back in over the Canadians line. Here's Gusev firing it, and it went off Cournoyer. Lambert laying it out over the line. Chasing it to the far side, finally Gusev got it. Hit Alexandrov. 2-1, Montreal leading in the second period. Lambert couldn't hold the pass. Sagankov to Lechenko, and he missed Shlupkov. Don Ori ahead for Risebrow. Now Alexandrov missed a pass. The checking so close right here, both teams failing to find the target on the passes. Ori to Lambert ahead to Risebrow. He failed to negotiate contact. Now Nikulov. He's stopped there by Risebrow. Risebrow coming in. Trombley and Lambert moving up. There's Lambert. And that one hit Nikulov. That pass hit Nikulov. He seemed to get it on the side of the face. Now Popov speeds to center in over the Montreal line. It's swept off his stick by Lapointe. Lapointe rolling it ahead into the center ice area. The Red Army team making changes. A dire dearth of whistles here in the second period. Puskin dropping it back to Balcev. He starts in on the right side. It's cleared back to the line. Here's Popov. Giving it on to the side of the net to Solodukin, and he fired it wide. Robinson trying to clear it. And finally Lapointe goes in there to take over for the Canadians. Ahead to Jarvis. Jarvis down to the line. He's upended. And Solodukin, I think, is going to get the penalty.
There's a good chance here now for Canadians to get right back and take over the play again.
Lafleur shot. Mahovlich, Lapointe, and Van Boxmeer on the power play for the Canadians. We'll give you the Soviets' defending lineup in just a second. Now then, Mahovlich centered it right in front, and Lafleur slapped it wide from the side of the net.
Oh, what a
That was a beautiful setup.
Great play, Kirk, by Pete.
You know, Dick, in the pregame warm-up, he was stopping all his shots on the low corner of the net with his goal pad. Most goaltenders stop them with their sticks. There was a good example. He got that goal pad across and give it all that more strength behind the stop.
Now LaFleur to Van Boxmeer, to Peter Mahavlich, to LaFleur right in front of the net. And shot. He was in there pretty close. He couldn't get it up. And right there to block it, Tretiak.
Canadians throwing the puck around very well, and the Soviets, John, they're standing still a little bit out here on this penalty-killing role, which surprises me. They're making a change now.
Well, they went into a complete two-man defense, two-man offense here, that four-man box. The Canadians penetrated very good there, and they were unfortunate not to score. LaFleur gets it up in the top corner.
Gusev is on defense with Luchenko for the Soviets. Back to Lapointe. There's the shot, and it's blocked. Soviets breaking out. Petrov over the line. And Lapointe and Van Boxmeer got back. Here's Mahavlich with LaFleur. In over the line. Mahavlich near the corner. On the boards. He's upended, and there's a penalty coming up to Gusev. Gusev going off with 1 minute and 15 seconds left in Solidukin's penalty.
What's a two-hander first? Now takes his feet from underneath them.
Here's LaFleur over to Lapointe, closing in for the shot. Sagankov got it. He starts out over the line. Soviets are 2 players short here. Here's the master, Mikhailov. Gets it back to the line. Luchenko lost it. Now LaFleur. 52 seconds left in Solidukin's penalty. Cournoyer coming in. He's centered it. Peter Mahavlich trying to get in front. They fight for possession. Mikhailov comes up with it for the Soviets. Brings it out to center. He falls. LaFleur coming back. Hits the Soviet line. Cutting it on the right side. And it's swept away by Tretiak. Sagankov cleared it down the ice. Riding ahead to Lapointe. Lapointe up on the left side to Mahavlich. Here's Mahavlich getting set the back pass. Lapointe over to LaFleur, closing in for the shot. Luchenko got in front of it. Here's Cournoyer, 2 Canadians in front, and it bounces off a stick to the corner. Petrov against Lemaire. Here's Cournoyer to LaFleur. He rips the shot just wide. Puck loose in front of the net. Cournoyer scores!
Last time Ivan scored a Tretiak, John, was the tire in Game 8.
Another wrist shot, Dick, and he really fired it. Got LaFleur's rebound and high on Tretiak. And the papers coming down here in the form, Dick.
Tremendous atmosphere.
Here's a shot by LaFleur. Over the top of the glass. Now watch Cournoyer. He's so sharp in front of that net. Here's the wrist shot. Up high. And Tretiak, of course, was down on his knees and no chance at all.
Close-up look at it here. You get a good look here at the wrist shot that Cournoyer takes as he swings around and just lets it go. The goal came just as the penalized player who was off first came on the ice, so that wipes out the other penalty, too.
Assist to number 10.
Well, there was no question that
and number 25,
second penalty was definitely deserved by Gusev. He gave him a two-hander, and then he took his feet from underneath it. And like you said, Dick, he made a reaction toward the referee.
It's the first time in 2 games that they have reacted to a penalty call against them.
Montreal 3, the Red Army 1. Now here's Popov breaking in on the left side over to Maltsev, and he couldn't get a good shot away against Boucher.
I think Savard is getting a penalty for hooking as he followed in on the original puck carrier Popov on the play. So quickly after the Canadians make it 3-1, they will be playing a man short as Savard goes to the penalty box.
Canadians penalty number 18, Serge Savard, 2 minutes for hooking at 9 minutes and 52 seconds.
9 minutes and 52 seconds, the time of the penalty. And the statistics being recorded by the Soviet coaching department.
That's his job. Remember, Terazov used to be back there by himself. He used to change the lines and make the notes at the same time. Now they have Alexandrov as the note taker.
Schluchthoff, big center, is out there. He goes to the corner against Robinson, who cleared it on the left side. And it went over the glass.
The New York Rangers are back in action, and they are trailing the Atlanta Flames 2-0 at the end of 1 period of Madison Square Garden. There's a look at Dougie Jarvis winning that faceoff. And in Detroit in the second period, the Red Wings are ahead of Washington 1-0.
Vasiliev is in over the line. Alexandrov is out there too. Here's Gainey coming down with Jarvis off Gainey's stick. Vasiliev to Vikulov. He cuts through center, weaves his way to the Canadiens line, loses it, and it's cleared out by Jarvis. We have Vikulov, Shluptov, Alexandrov, Gankov, and Vasiliev. That's the power play for the Soviets. Robinson in behind the net. Robinson gets it and shoots it down the ice, and now we have 1 minute and 20 seconds left in the penalty. Gankov to Shluptov. He comes down to the Canadiens line, gives it to Vikulov. Back to Vasiliev. He shoots it right in front of the net. And Ori got in front of it, clearing it ahead for Gainey. Gainey falls. Shluptov to Alexandrov. He loses it at the line. And Jarvis clears it down. The Soviets have been unable to get on track on the power play tonight. The tenacity of the checking of the Canadiens has been a thing of beauty. Vasiliev cleared it in front. And now it's Lemaire ahead to Robinson in on the left side. Robinson into Soviet territory. Gankov in on the boards, takes over. He's bumped and knocked to the ice by Lemaire. Vasiliev, rink-wide pass. Mikhailov is on the ice now, and it's cleared over the glass by the Canadiens to Lemaire.
They are 18 seconds short of the completion of this penalty. It's the third penalty the Canadiens have drawn in the game, and so far on Soviet power plays, the Army team has not managed a shot on goal. They have just one shot in this period. The Canadiens have outshot them 9-1, but the one shot was the goal for the Soviet team. They made it a 2-1 hockey game, and then Cornway upped it to 3-1. Savard in the box, 18 seconds left.
It is Petrov, 16 at center. Harlamov, who has the puck now, he's on the left wing. Mikhailov, who takes the pass at center, is on the other side. Now he's going through center. Gives it to Gusev. He breaks the stick on it. A weak shot. Harlamov trying to center it. And Dryden is there to get a face-off.
This is an important face-off, Dick, with 1 second left to go. And this is what Canadians have really taken over the Soviets, has been the face-offs tonight. And also the Rangers did, too. And this could be a weak part of the Soviet game, is the center ice face-off.
In the first period, there were 20 face-offs. The Canadiens won 14. They didn't win that one.
Now it's back to Vasiliev. He tried to set up Harlamov in front. He missed it. The penalty has expired. And Roberts comes down to the line. Broken up by Gusev. Petrov working his way to the Canadiens line. Mikhailov, a weak shot. Harlamov is covered on the far wing. And it is Savard for Montreal, just dumping it in over the line. And they do that when they want to make changes. And that's what Montreal is doing. Here's Lafleur stealing the puck. Lafleur is in the Soviet zone. Nifty work along the boards by Lafleur. Now he tries to center it. And it's picked up by Gusev. Mikhailov dashes down through center ice. In over the line with Petrov. Broken up by Wilson. Jarvis rolls it over the line. Harlamov on the right side. Here's Petrov back to Harlamov. Mikhailov takes the shot. Harlamov around the net. He centered it in front of Vasiliev. A shot. And a big save by Dryden. And it's cleared by Lafleur. The Soviets buzzing around, and finally Wilson shoots it down the ice, and that's going to be icy.
Game 3 of Super Series 76 is coming to you from the Forum in Montreal.
Face off to the left of Dryden. Solidukin played it back. Shutt has it. Headmans it, but it's intercepted by Kuzkin. Over to Popov. In over the Canadian zone, getting into the slot position. And his shot went off Savard's stick. Cournoyer fired it to an open right wing. Volchenkov, number 13, he's on defense now, along with Kuzkin. Here's Maltsev. Some feel to think he's perhaps the most dangerous of all the Soviet players, number 8. But that time they couldn't get anywhere. Here's Cournoyer shooting it, and he just grazed the goalpost. That was diligent work by Cournoyer that made that shot possible. He's at it again. Now the Soviets start out. Solodukin comes to center, to the line, works in on the left side. Here's Solodukin around the net, centered it right in front. And it was gobbled up by Mahavlich. Mahavlich works his way, weaving down to the Soviet line. Now he puts on the brakes. Mahavlich still with it. Pass went off a leg. Solodukin laying it around the net. Here's Cournoyer getting in front. Took the shot. And Tretiak was ready for him. Volchenkov clearing it out. Maltsev turning at the Soviet line. In over the Canadian through line, the shot. Dryden making the save on the short side. Canadians are leading here 3-1, and we have just over 5 minutes left in the second period. Luchenko laying it back to Kuzkin. He's banned on an attempted pass. Shlukov is on the ice. Now Tremblay comes in. He's bumped by Luchenko. Kuzkin got away from Risebrow. Canadians making changes. Alexandrov on the right side. Left the box, went the other way. Don Ory was trying to set him up. He didn't want it. Now Robinson is in over the line. Lambert couldn't get it. With Vikulov coming down over the line. Shlukov is in there too. Now along the boards. Lambert gives it to Robinson, ahead to Tremblay. Tremblay at the Red Army line, fakes the shot around the net, trying to center it. He carries on to the corner, bumping there along the boards gently with Luchenko. Tonight the Red Army team has not had many 2-on-1 breaks. Goalies generally say to the defenseman, in the words of the old song of a few years ago, it's you and me against the world, when the Soviets break in 2-on-1. There's Don Ory with a shot, but they have been tied up tonight. That shot ended up on the mesh.
For Don Ory has a little bit to prove, I think. He did not have a very happy experience with Team Canada 72. He only played in 2 games. Now to look at Doug Jarvis winning the faceoff. But you have to figure that Ory's been outstanding so far this evening.
He certainly has. He's really taken the man right out of the play. He hasn't played the puck, just played the man. You don't have to knock him through the boards, just take them out. And that's what he's been doing. And, of course, in 1972, in that first game, Harloff made that great move on Donnie and kind of changed the whole game at that time.
Young Jarvis, we've looked at a couple of slow motions of him on the face-offs, and he's done quite a job tonight.
Face-off outside the Red Army line. LePointe to Savard. Savard chops a shot into the corner. Gusev with Lemaire after him. It hit Wilson. Gusev barges along the boards. Where is it, they say, and it's back on the stick of Gusev. He gives it to Petrov. Petrov forced back into his own zone. Here's Gusev. Canadians doing forechecking of a tremendous magnitude right here. They have the 3 forwards up and their defense up near the line. Now they fall back. Petrov is starting out. Petrov is coming down to the Canadian line. He's in over the line. Harlamov going in. He scores! Beautiful setup. And Harlamov with that backhand shot gets a beautifully executed goal by the Soviets, and again it's on the table, Vic. A 3-2 Montreal.
He makes the big play, John, and he makes it again.
Yeah, here's Petrov now. He's a great stick handler. Number 16. Now watch him slide this puck through to Harlamov. And goes right in between Lemaire and Guy Lapointe, and backhands are right into the far corner. This is a super goal again. It's like the one he got in New York the other night.
Well, a few times the Canadians' defense has sort of moved over and been a little too close together. They were both on that one side. 7 shots for the Soviets, 2 goals, 3-2 Montreal.
Red Army goal scored by number 17, Valery Kharlamov. Assist number 16, Vladimir Petrov. And number 7, Boris Mikhailov. At 16 minutes, 21 seconds.
Here's Mikhailov coming back in over on this side. Gusev a screen shot. And it went high off the glass. That goal. Harlamov. We'll bring you up to date later as Gainey races in there. Back to the point it comes. Kept in by Savard. Here's Lafleur trying to center it. Gusev got in front of it. Petrov out to Harlamov. Over on the other side. Mikhailov has dropped to Petrov. He centered it. And Lapointe was there. He sends Lafleur through center, fading to the right side. Lafleur being watched by Gusev. It's centered. And it's cleared now through the crease inadvertently by the Soviets. Vasiliev ahead to Petrov. Robinson breaks over. He darts in on the left side, puts on the brakes, getting set for a pass maybe. He still has it. Now he gets it out in front of the shot. He fired it, and it went off the stick of Petrov over the glass. And there you see the shots on goal, 21-7 for Montreal. So there's a maximum productivity as far as the Soviet team is concerned. 2 out of 7. You don't do much better than that. And that last one was a beaut. Now Mahovlich getting into Cournoyer, getting ready for another shot, and a splendid save by Tretiak. And what a play by Cournoyer. Popov over the line, tied up by Don Ori. Peter Mahovlich's pass goes off a leg. It's stopped, brought in by Stolidukin. Could be a delayed whistle, but the Canadians start out. Montreal leading here with less than 2 minutes to go in the second period. It is 3-2. Here's Maltsev running into Robinson, and he stops. Chenkov passes to Cournoyer. And Cournoyer showing that dedication and speed that made him such a star for so many years in the NHL. Now Popov coming down on the line, trying to barge in there, and he's sandwiched by Mahovlich and Ori. Into the corner. The Soviets center it, and Popov slapped one on that pass from Maltsev, and it was wide. Now Canadians roll it into the center ice area. Stolidukin turns, hits the line. He's trying to go through there. Goes to the left wing. Maltsev's pass, stopped by Lemaire. Ahead to Gainey. One Russian back. Now Gainey over the line. Svetlankov covering. Now Gainey getting set for the shot. He didn't pass it. He shot it, and it was low and wide. Now there are 53 seconds left. Here, this is the second period. Out in front, it comes off Lemaire, and Tretiak covers up.
Danny, you're talking about the 7 shots and 2 goals. Only 2 members of the Soviet team have had shots. Mikhailov has had 4, and Harlamov has had 3. They have been the goal scorers. Berg, Cournoyer in close again.
He sure was. Now watch this. The pad of his go right down, and this is what I said earlier. That gets that pad right down on the plate.
Sagankov turning from the corner. He's being watched closely by Lemaire. Feeds it on the other side. Vikulov couldn't get it. And Lapointe to Savard. Just a half minute left now in the second period. As the Soviets go back there. Luchenko clearing it through center. They're playing it rather carefully here in the final half minute of the second period. Now the Soviets start back. Alexandrov is in over the line, trying to set up Vikulov. And it's Lafleur coming out slowly. Half dozen seconds, Lafleur fires it in. And Luchenko has it, and that's going to be the second period with Montreal leading the Soviets 3-2 at the end of 2.
Shots on goal in the second period by the Soviets, 3 for a 2-period total of 7. By the Canadians, 11 for a 2-period total of 22. Live from the Forum in Montreal, Super Series 76.